I hope you don't get the sickness.
My boy Kurt is a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedle dumb, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
We start with a saxophone solo montage of all the classic live-action Disney movies. Where has this been my whole life? This is the most 80s thing I've ever seen. Off to a good start. Walt Disney presents Treasure Island. We get the skull and crossbones flag and has a name. I just don't remember it. I really should have dusted up on my pirate slang before sitting down to Walt Disney's Treasure Island. Produced by Perce Pierce. Uh-oh, pretty sure that was the Song of the South producer. All right. It's the 1700s and we're on some English shore. There's a storm coming, but we see a man go inside a warm tavern and uh-oh, it's a pirate. He pounds on the bar and says, "Double rum." Below the bar, we see a child look up and oh, come on. It's Bobby Driscoll. That's it. Okay, pause. I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally going to head over to IMDb and finally see what the deal is with this kid. Whose son is this that works at Disney? He couldn't act in Song of the South. He couldn't act in So Dear to My Heart. Who is Bobby Driscoll? How does he get every part in every live-action Disney movie from the 40s and 50s? Okay, IMDb says Bobby Driscoll was a natural-born actor. Discovered by Chats at the age 5.5 in a barbershop in California, he was a hit in anything he ever undertook on the movie screen and television. Throughout his career spanning 17 years, 43 to 1960, including such notable screen appearances as The Fighting Sullivans in 44, Song of the South in 46, So Dear to My Heart in 48, and The Window, 1949, which earned his Academy Award. In March 1950 is the Outstanding Juvenile Actor for 1949. For his role as Jim Hawkins in Walt Disney's Treasure Island 1950, he eventually received his Hollywood star at 1560 Vine Street. In 54, he was chosen in a nationwide poll for a Milky Way Gold Star Award for his work on TV and radio. But all the more tragic was then his fruitless struggle to find a place in a pitiless adolescent world after severe acne had stalled his acting career at the age 16. When his face was no longer charming and his voice not smooth enough to be used for voiceover jobs, his last big movie was the voice of animated Peter Pan in 53, for which he was also the live-action model. When his contract with Disney Studios was prematurely terminated shortly after the release of Peter Pan in 53, in late March of 53, his mother additionally took him from the talent-supporting Hollywood Professional School, which he attended until then. On his new school, the public Westwood University High School, he graduated in 1955. All of a sudden, his former stardom had become more of a burden than an advantage. He successfully continued acting on TV until 57 and even managed to get 2 final screen roles in The Scarlet Coat 55 and opposite Mark Damon and Connie Stevens in The Party Crashers 58. His life becomes more and more of a roller coaster ride that includes several encounters with the law and his eventual sentencing as a drug addict in October 61. Released in early 62, rehabilitated and eager to make a comeback, Bobby was ignored by the very industry that once raised him and nurtured him because of his record as a convict and a former drug addict. First famous, now infamous. Hoping to revive his career on the stage after his parole had expired in 64, he eventually traveled to New York City, only to learn that his reputation had preceded him and no one wanted to hire him there either. After a final appearance in the underground short Dirt in 1965 and a short art period at Andy Warhol's so-called factory, he disappeared into the underground, thoroughly in depression, with his funds depleted. On March 30th, 68, 2 children playing found his dead body in an abandoned East Village apartment. Believed to be an unclaimed and homeless person, he was buried in an unmarked grave on Hart Island where he remains today. I am so sorry. Treasure Island. The pirate wants rum, and this guy, he looks like the guy from the intro in SpongeBob SquarePants. Celebrated, talented, and trailblazing child actor Bobby Driscoll pours him his rum. Kid's name is Jim Hawkins. The pirate sees a nice chest in the corner, but gets all spooked and runs out the door in the other direction, which is not how I act when I notice a nice chest. Yeah, my plan is to make you forget about how I spoke ill of the dead child Hollywood actor that got chewed up and spit out by making some low-key sexist joke. And it worked. Can you believe what he said about Bobby Driscoll's tragic tale of being crushed under the weight of childhood fame? Nah, the joke he made about... I'm just going to continue like this is going well. Some drunk comes in. Bobby tells him, "What happened?" The drunk asks if the pirate had one leg. I guess that's important. Jim Hawkins says no, but he had a scar. Drunk is uninterested in all that talk, and he steals a bottle of rum instead. His name is Captain Bones. And Hawkins warns him that the doctor said drinking could kill him. The guy nods and downs an entire bottle of rum in front of him. Hawkins charges out the front door and gets caught by a blind guy. The blind guy gives Hawkins a hammerlock and tells him to take him to Captain Bones, and he does. Now, had Bobby watched like a single wrestling match in the WWF, he would know when someone puts you in a hammerlock, all you need to do is you look around, then you slap your arm, duck behind, and reverse it. Now you have him in a hammerlock. Regardless, the guy that is stretching the Hawkins kid has a gift for the captain, and he's all mysterious and menacing, and he needs Hawkins to put his hand over top the captain's hand so he can give him something, and Hawkins does, and the blind guy's like, come on, boy, where's his hand? And time stands still as Bobby tries to line up their hands, and this is ridiculous. Sorry. Yes, I know this review is going poorly. Should I start over? I don't know. He hands Captain Bones a folded piece of paper, and on the paper isn't just a black dot, it's the dreaded black dot. And the words, "Until dark," are written on there. They're coming at dark, and he knows what they're after. He won't tell them. He won't let them get it. He'll best that one-legged man yet. Poor Hawkins is like, golly, I just wanted to be an 8-year-old tending a pirate bar. I didn't sign on for this. Captain pulls out the in-demand chest, opens it, cuts the lining, pulls out some paper, and puts it in his shirt. And dies. For real, he falls over dead. But he whispers a dying order to Hawkins about helping him bring the beach and give the papers. Maybe he's just really drunk. I don't know what's going on. A small boat of men hit the beach and make their way up to the tavern. They ransack the place as the cavalry arrives. Soldiers on horseback speed up and shoot at the bad guys as the looters scramble back to the boat. Hawkins for the win, everyone. But Captain Bones is finally dead. Soldier says, I wonder what those rascals wanted. Hawkins knows. He gives them the paper. Gadzooks! It's a pirate treasure map. No, it's the map for Treasure Island. Okay, this is making sense. Like all good seamen, they stop for a bite to eat before they go on a big quest. I wonder if when it's all said and done, the real treasure will have been the time spent together. The server at the tavern seems all sketchy and is talking about them really loudly, which makes people at the other tables stare at them. Are sword fights on the horizon here? Between the poorly recorded audio and pirate slang, I'm pretty lost right now. The waiter has riled up the captain. The captain tells the waiter to round up his men and join them on a nautical quest. Waiter says he knows every seaman in these parts. Kid asks if he knew Billy Bones, and we cut to an uncomfortable close-up of the waiter's face as he looks like he's about to get busted for something, and then he just suddenly laughs like a crazy person, calls the kid an idiot, then asks the table if he can just straight up borrow the kid who almost exposed him. The adults are like, yeah, sure, go take the kid deep into the kitchen, whatever. Maniacal waiter has a parrot, and he tells the kid if he wants to know about parrots, just ask the bird, because, quote, she can blow me down for an old sea carb. He makes the parrot talk. Then we hear someone ask for a double rum. They look up, and it's Black Dog, the pirate from the other bar with a scar. They chase him out, and he gets away. The waiter goes back inside and gets his gun, and he gives it to the kid. There you go, kid. Kid says, really? I can keep it? Arr, you got the word of Long John Silver. And we're off. Everyone is coming aboard the boat. So the weird waiter that tricked the good guys into bringing him and his men along to look for this treasure island is the famous Long John Silver. Okay, maybe I got this all wrong. Maybe they actually weren't going to follow the treasure map just yet until this guy reverse psychologied them into doing it and bringing him and his men with him. I don't know. I don't understand. The VHS quality, the VH quality audio with pirate slang, it's just tough. Okay. They are immediately want to kill the captain. They're like, no! What about the rum? Now there's a storm coming and water's pouring the boat, and Harold is the unpopular captain. Long John Silver is going to have a word with Harold before he goes topside. He made him a meal, which totally isn't poison. Swerve, Harold is okay, and Silver actually stops another of his men from killing him. Then someone actually dies. Someone was washed over the side during this big storm. The next day, the priest says a prayer for the dead guy, and Long John Silver says, Amen! The kid in the shadows overhears Long John Silver and his men plotting to take over the ship. Okay, someone tossed that guy over the edge in the storm, made it look like an accident. Long John tells everyone to wait for his signal. Kid is stressed and rats them out to his original group of friends, who are weirdly calm about it. Well, there's 29 of us? What? We will give them no course of alarm and continue like all is well. They tell the kid to stay friends with him. Silver continues to hold off his men who have an itch, and the only way to scratch is to murder a bunch of folk. The good guys make their move, and one guy gets shot point blank in the forehead. The bad guys all scramble to the escape boats, and Silver grabs the kid and uses them as a shield so they don't shoot at the escape boat. And Silver says they have 1 hour to send a boat with a map or they're going to kill the kid. They get to the shore, and the kid makes a break for it suddenly and outruns all the criminal pirates, and he hides under a giant log. Yar, the giant log! Why didn't we look under the giant log, you idiots? Okay, I'm actually into this movie. All these old-timey live-action movies have that moment where they win me over, and for me, this was the moment. Hawkins runs and hides alongside a cliff, and then a crazy prospector guy jumps out, and Hawkins draws his gun and almost shoots him, but the old man with the white beard pleads for his life. He's been marooned for 5 years now. While I completely respect Bobby Driscoll and his impressive acting range and abilities, I gotta point out, he's overacting in this scene pretty badly. The maroon man talks about the man with one leg like everyone else and claims he's a good guy. The kid says, no, he's a bad guy, and they move on and they talk about cheese. They run off together, and they almost make like the Flintstones, like running noise. The good guys take an escape boat, leave the main ship, and head towards the island as well. The maroon Tom Hanks prospector guy shows the kid a boat he made, which raises so many questions. Am I just like not paying the proper attention? The Jolly Roger, that's the name of the skull and crossbones flag. Okay, as soon as the good guys leave the boat, the bad guys come back to the boat, and we get treated to some violence that I'm not sure how I feel about. They swarm the one good guy left tending the boat, and they stab him to death. Back on the island, Silver and some of his men are still there. Maybe the leftover bad guys were actually still on the boat and hiding, and they were the ones that commandeered the boat? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, Silver and the other half of his men now return to the boat, and he's mad because one of the henchmen that remained on the boat took the ship and killed the guy without his permission. He wants that man in chains, and the rest of the pirates are like, I don't think so, buddy. And there's an air of mutiny for Long John Silver, so he quickly pivots, and he's like, all right, all you, back to the island with me, except for 2 of you to watch the ship. Hawkins is back with the good guys in some sort of shelter. He's trying to tell them about his crazy marooned friend who could be an asset to them. Silver is suddenly in front of the shack waving a white flag and says, Captain Silver, requesting permission to come into the shelter. One of the good guys asks, Captain Silver? Who's that? Which is super funny. Such a slap. Silver goes ballistic, goes, it's me! I'm captain now! Great stuff. Captain Silver says if they give him the map, he won't let his men massacre them. I mean, sounds fair. The good guys counter-offer? How about the bad guys come here and give themselves up because they're all idiots that can't tell directions and none of them know how to steer a ship? That's good. Silver's like, all right, in a few hours, the lucky ones of you will be dead. Then Silver, who's sitting, and he only has one leg, asks for help up, and nobody moves. And I don't know if it's okay to laugh at that, but I really did. Silver is just emasculated. He's struggling to get up, and he hobbles back and forth and finally makes it. Then he gives the signal, his men emerge, and there's a big sword fight as the bad guys try to get the map from the good guys. Here's what I signed on for. The bad guys are getting trounced, and they bail. Silver delivers a fatal gunshot into the main adult. I don't even know these guys' names. One adult gives the kid the map and says, if worse comes to worse, don't hesitate to buy your life with this. Money. The guy with the bullet hole is trying to come up with a plan, swim out and cut the oars. Not bad, but Hawkins has a different idea. Hawkins sneaks through the dark forest at night, gets in a rowboat, and heads toward the ship by himself. He sneaks aboard and sees the 2 bad guys guarding the boat, all drunk and fighting over rum. What's with pirates and rum? One guy comes up top, drinking rum, and then he gets a knife thrown into his back by the other guy, like his friend. Trouble in paradise here on the pirate boat. The knife thrower comes up, and he's drunk, and he sees Hawkins, and then he fights the kid. The kid starts climbing the rope ladder attached to the mast, and the drunk climbs up after the kid. I'm into this. I'm 100% into this. Hawkins gets to the top, and he points the gun between the drunk's eyes, and he tells him, one more step, and he'll blow his brains out. Drunk calls his bluff, and he stabs Hawkins in the shoulder just as Hawkins blows his brains out. The drunk free falls backwards and satisfyingly hits the side of the boat before bouncing into the water. Just crunch. This movie's awesome. Hawkins looks up at the ship's flag, the Jolly Roger, and he takes it down. The kid is an all-star. Back in the island, he rubs swamp water into his knife wound, and I'm not sure about that. He makes it back to the fort, and bad news. He tries to shake awake the sleeping captain, but surprise! It's Silver in disguise. Hawkins faints, and Silver looks concerned, but then he finds the map on the kid. The rest of the bad guys come out of hiding, and some want to kill the kid, but Silver won't let them do it. The mutiny gets closer and closer as his men go outside to discuss the current direction. Silver fixes Hawkins' wound, and Silver goes to the roof and waves the white flag of truce again. His men wait below and give Silver the black spot. Silver makes fun of him. The good guys return and they want to see Hawkins. Silver brings out the kid. The doctor looks at the pirates and says, "Taken to shooting children, have we?" Nice. Silver tries to jump ship and is like, "Hey, if I can get rid of my men and give you the boy, and we go and get the treasure ourselves, will you not kill me?" They have a deal. He tosses the map on the ground and the criminals fight over it. Silver resigns and hands back the black dot. Now I'm not sure what's happening. He's still in charge and leading the other pirates through the jungle. Okay, they're following the treasure map to the treasure. Silver points out where he thinks the treasure should be. All the bad guys run off, and Silver and the kid double back to catch up with the good guys. Lots more pirate talk I can't comprehend. He gets back with his original pirate crew. They find the treasure chest in the sand, but it's empty. The bad guys claim he's actually in cahoots with the good guys, which he kind of is. And then the good guys jump out of the bushes, and they massacre the pirates. Like, they shoot them all dead. Just kill him. The crazy prospector pops out with a bag of gold he found from the treasure chest. The good guys ask Silver if he's ready to go to court, and he claims they should know he helped save the kid's life. And the kid says, "It's true," but he's still guilty of mutiny. Silver asks the kid to take his parrot. He can't. He'd like to, but he can't, because the bird just reminds him of Silver. Weird. They start rowboating back to the ship, and Silver whips out his gun and forces all the good guys to jump out of the boat except the boy. He keeps him. Then they end up on the banks, so he lets Hawkins go, and then he asks him to give his rowboat a push off the shore back into the water. The kid refuses to shove him off. Silver points a gun at him, but he can't. Silver can't do it. And he tries to push the rowboat off himself, and I think this is like 1950s comedy because like he's physically disabled, he's only got one leg, and he's struggling to do all these things, and the kid watches this pathetic scene play out, and then he finally changes his mind, and he pushes the rowboat off. The good guys arrive in their own rowboat, but it's too late. Silver's rowing away in the distance. "Goodbye, mateys!" Silver yells as Hawkins smiles, and that's the end of Treasure Island. Lots to think about there, but once again, these old-timey Disney movies that start out slow and then deliver. This was one of them. I really enjoy this. And rest in peace, Bobby Driscoll.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.